Hey guys, my name's Sam Moore and I'd like to share a God story with you today. Me and my family are domestic missionaries and we've traveled the country and served rebuilding after disasters and all for victims that have lost their homes to floods and natural disasters. Well, the last couple years we've been building a ranch themed camp here in Alabama. Well, so the church that we go to here locally, they're having this fundraiser drive. It started months ago, called through the Timothy Initiative, called Change for Churches. And what it does is the money you put in this box starts a church in a country, in a location where there's unreached people groups that have not heard the gospel. And it's a very, very important thing through, that we live out the Great Commission. So the pastor there, Pastor Malcolm Carter, he said, don't take your money out your normal budget and fill this box. To pray over this box and let God fill this box. And I was all over that because every dime that my family and our ministry relies on comes from God. Just our faith in God. Every meal, every grocery bill, everything comes from God. So we live on that faith, live out that faith, and it comes through donors that God works through. And so we really wanted to be a part of this. We were anxious to see how God was going to fill this box. So we've been praying over this box for months. I've actually tore the top of it where I was peeping in there and saying, God, you haven't filled this box yet. The children were involved. They were digging for change under the truck seats and the couch seats and that kind of thing. And I was really sick for 2 months. And this box was always on our table and we prayed over it at meals, but I was able to see this box from where I was at for those 2 months. So I really had some extra time to devote into praying over this box. So I felt like I have something invested in this. So I was really excited to see, because I knew eventually God's timing was going to be the key to the whole thing, and He was going to fill it. So fast forward to just a few days ago, we had to have a copy of our marriage license and my birth certificate. So we went back to South Carolina, and I'm looking in a safe in an old office that I used for my business years ago. And this safe hadn't been used since about 2010. And there was some old checkbooks. This safe hadn't even been locked because there was nothing of value in there, supposedly. And I look in there, and there's this envelope, and it looked like it had a checkbook. Figured it was a checkbook or some deposit slips or something like that. And I opened it up, I said, well, the possibility maybe my birth certificate's in there. I look in there, and it's $100 bills. God filled this box, y'all. And then we're going to start filling a second one and pray over it. But outside of that budget, God knew over a decade ago that He was going to plant that church through that old dusty envelope in a safe back in Lynchburg, South Carolina, here through a church in Alabama. So you just have to believe and have faith in God's time, the perfect timing, and He'll come through for you. And I'm just glad that He allowed me to be a part of this and to see Him work in another aspect of my life outside of my ministry, totally separate. And He filled this box, and it just brings me great joy that I got to be a part of it. I thank you guys.